process of trying to get a bit fitter. Matt, just how important is the exercise bug, if you like, at a time like this?
I think it's really important to look after yourself at a time like this. I mean, regardless of the virus itself, just while people are kind of in lockdown, generally looking after yourself, staying healthy, doing things in moderation is definitely the order of the day, I think.
But I suppose, Namrata, you must know very well, given that this is what you do, a lot of people will sign up to this as a great idea, and frankly, the tail off is usually quite considerable, and I guess that's going to happen again. We should got to be realistic.
I think at least at the moment with the online classes, we're seeing a really good retention rate, because I think working out is giving some sort of normalcy, of feeling of having a normal schedule to your life at this point in time. So I in fact feel that the online classes, people are far more consistent at the moment, at least, because it just gives them a schedule to follow.
Yeah, well, they're certainly doing that, as you say, at the moment. Matt, I mean, I know what sort of exercise I like, and it's not necessarily this stuff, so I'd sooner be on a bike or maybe a rowing machine. So instead of doing this, I wouldn't deny it. I'll have a couple of glasses of wine instead, perhaps more than I might through the course of a week. It is a great way to relax, nonetheless, having a drink in your hand. What would be, let's be honest, what would be the risks, what would be the problems, if any, of doing that?
There seems to be some evidence that during this crisis, the sale of alcohol has gone up by roughly 60% worldwide. Now, drinking alcohol generally in terms of our health is okay if it's done in moderation. In fact, drinking some beers and wines, the ones that are high in polyphenols and antioxidants, can be actually quite good for our immune system. The problem is that if people overindulge in alcohol, this can have negative impacts on our immune system, but also on our mental and other types of physical health. So I think at this time in particular, when people are in lockdown and perhaps they're experiencing very high levels of stress, a lot of people are very bored, not really finding a lot else to do if they're not exercising and so on. Stress is a really strong catalyst for hazardous and kind of risky drinking.
Yeah.
And certainly evidence that if people drink heavily at this time or at any time, that can be detrimental to health.
Yeah, I was going to say, probably particularly I was thinking about people on their own, but actually just as realistically, we're all thrust into an environment that we're just not used to, of having to spend so much time with our loved ones, possibly. It doesn't always bode that well, does it? Now, Namrata, let me just ask you then, do you think that off the back of this, and we have no idea when it's going to end, but do you think there is a potential for a sort of life-forming moment here? Because exercise is a bit like alcohol in as much as you can get addicted, and that's a good thing.
Definitely. I think this is a great time to form a routine and, correct bad habits or form good ones, because I would feel that in this point in time we have more time for ourselves to take care of our own health and to focus and form good habits. So yes, I see this as a potential to kind of build on yourself or potentially become better at even exercises. I feel even I from this will come out fitter than I was earlier, because I'm working out more. It's what's making me feel good. So yes, I think people who are doing it regularly are sort of going to get addicted in a good way to it and hopefully sustain it even after this.
Do you like the odd drink as well?
Sorry?
Do you like the odd drink as well?
I actually don't drink.
Oh, you're too good to be true. Matt, I've got to ask you, do you like the occasional tipple?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think there's any problem with having the occasional drink. I think the issue here is ensuring that people are sensible during this time and stick to the normal government guidelines, which is lower than most people would think.
Yeah. And have you signed up to a fitness class?
Do you want the honest answer?
Always best on the BBC.
No. However, I do go out for long dog walks every day with my wife, about an hour and a half every day for a while.
That's pretty good. I was going to say Matt meet Namrata. That's another way around it.
Yeah.
Anyway, to both of you, thanks very much for joining us.